Hello, everybody. I appreciate you hanging in after a long day of talking. Thank you for being here. This is a very exciting topic. As you heard, I'm Joe Michaels. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at Hapdex. At Hapdex, we believe and we envision a metaverse full of the sensory richness of real life. We believe in a metaverse that should be full of the sensory richness of real life. Okay? And we think that the biggest missing element of the metaverse today is this. It's touch. From the earliest age, we use touch, as you see here, to know what's in the world around us, to know what we're connected to know what feels good and feels bad. But touch is important. And not just when we're young, but as we grow and as we enter the workforce, touch is an incredibly important element of doing our jobs. How skilled you are at using your hands is critical to millions of people. How well you use them can really mean the difference between doing a good job and doing an awful job. And in some cases, it's really the difference between life and death. So when we talk about an enterprise metaverse, we can't really talk about success and immersiveness and effectiveness without thinking about touch. So I want to show you how important touch is. This is a wonderful short video of an experiment performed in Sweden where the researcher asks the subject to light a match. Watch. So that took all of about 3 seconds. Now, they ask her basically to do the same thing, but there's one small change. They're going to use a needle, close your eyes if you don't like needles, and they're going to remove her sense of touch. She will have her visual capabilities, all of her other senses, she will have control of her muscles, but because of the anesthetic they're giving her, she's going to perform the exact same task without touch. So watch. So she's able to do it. It's wonderful, but not well. Without a sense of touch. I hope that shows you the importance of a great, crisp, realistic sense of touch. Now, I did my own experiment this week. I went to Google and I searched for the term enterprise metaverse. Okay, that's what we believe Hapdex is suited to, is touch for the enterprise metaverse. I just want to show you what images popped up when I searched for this, and I want you to look for a theme here. There were a few that I threw out, but I kept most, but this is most of the ones that come up first. Do you see a theme in the visuals? Do you see how every single one of these involves not just your eyes and ears, but your hands? This is what people expect when they show or talk about the enterprise metaverse. But we have some chief metaverse officers in the room. So let's talk about what's reality. That you just saw what people want and expect. How do people really interact in the metaverse today? Well, your chief metaverse officer out there probably says, well, I use controllers. They're like the mouse of VR. They're game controllers. They're great for pointing and clicking. But do they really convey a sense of touch, or does everything in the metaverse feel like a piece of plastic? So they might say, well, my beautiful new headset has hand tracking, doesn't it? I can see my hands in space. I can see their pose. There's an animated hand superimposed. It's part of the way there to touch. But everything feels exactly like nothing. So if you want to be the woman who can light the match and not fumble with it, you need realistic touch. So there are other things you can do. Some people are using physical props. They literally use a physical piece of equipment that they'll hand to the user. And if you only need to touch one thing throughout your entire session, that's great. Most innovative metaverse companies today, innovators in the space, are using wearables, because those are the things that really convey touch feedback. And I want to talk to you, before I get into what I think is the best solution, I want to just give you what I feel are some fascinating facts. What is touch? What does that mean? Well, the first thing you should know is that it's more than one sensation, okay? It's not just one thing. So I'm going to use a few animal friends to help explain what I'm saying. The first sensation is tactile feedback, okay? This is the indentation or depression of your skin when you hold something, and it's the single most important modality of touch feedback. I say that because it's present in almost every single instance when you touch something, and it's what you're feeling when you pick up a hedgehog, because who doesn't like to pick up a hedgehog? Then there's not only tactile feedback, but force feedback. Okay, that is the application of physical resistance to your muscles and skeleton when you touch something. Okay, and that gives you a sense of shape, size, position, density. It's what you're feeling when you high-five a dog. Vibration is a fascinating one. This is sound waves that strike your fingerprints in a way that conveys the texture and rumble of something. And it's what tells you that a cat's tongue is rough. Then there's thermal feedback. That's the perception of heat flux. It's hot, it's cold, it's sort of everything in between. It tells you the puppy's tummy is warm. And then, of course, the dreaded pain and itch, the indication something is wrong. Touch is all of these things, okay? How do we feel it? Well, beneath the surface of your skin, you have thousands of these mechanoreceptors, each of them doing something a little bit different, telling you a different aspect of those 5 modalities of touch. And you have, you're feeling it differently across your body. On your fingertip, the distance between 2 discrete points is tiny, a few millimeters. You're feeling on your shoulder, it's a much wider distance. That's like the resolution of your skin. That's how you feel it. So now we're going to get to the part that I just love. This is the simulation of touch feedback, okay? This is the haptics, the science and technology of simulating touch, and it's why I have a job. The thing I want you to know is it's all of those touch modalities, not just the vibration part. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I were to ask you, what's haptics? How many of you would assume it's vibration? It's what you set on your iPhone. Well, there's a reason for that. Over the past 45 years, take a look at all of the products that have incorporated haptics. They've all been about vibration, from arcade game cabinets to devices, because vibration's cheap and it's easy. The one thing it isn't is realistic. It's symbolic. And so in 2018, my company introduced the first realistic haptic glove, and we targeted enterprise. And I'm going to just spend a moment telling you about this because I want to tell you the secret of realistic haptics. When you think about the enterprise metaverse and the importance of touch, that secret is air. So the genius of our engineers was figuring out a way to push air through this thin silicone material to cause actuators, tactile actuators, to rise and fall and depress your skin the same way it's depressed if you pick up a real object. When you're in the metaverse and you want to feel something with realism, air through actuators can make you feel it realistically. And we can use this principle to reach all of those mechanoreceptors and approximate the tactile acuity on various parts of your body. So before I wrap up, I want to tell you about this incredible announcement we made yesterday. It's really the biggest thing we've announced as a hardware startup in our 10 years of existence. When you're a hardware startup, you're doing a lot of demos and a lot of development kits, and we've been selling them for years. Yesterday, we graduated from development kits. We announced the first product that is meant for enterprise at scale. This is not a development kit. This is a product you can deploy with confidence across your organization. We call it Haptics Gloves G1. You wear these gloves and an air pack on your body, and you can touch and feel the metaverse with realism for industrial and enterprise use cases. Remember I talked about air? Well, it's generated in this air pack, which you wear on your body. It's fed through a tether, and the air literally is pushed precisely to the exact spot on your hand that needs to feel contact, and you feel it at the right moment. That's microfluidic haptics at work. So you get that tactile feedback. If you want to feel a button in the metaverse, you push it, we can displace your skin at the exact right spot and moment. Then force feedback is important too. What if you need to feel the size and shape of, let's say you're a surgeon and you're training and you want to feel the size of a body part that you are operating on? Well, we can stop the motion of your fingers with incredible precision using 40 pounds of resistance to force your fingers to stop correctly. And then motion tracking. If you're training someone to put their finger on the button that fires a weapon, okay, in a jet, you want to know exactly where that finger is. You don't want to be off by 2 or 3 millimeters. You need to be sub-millimeter in terms of finger location, and we do it at that level. And so it adds up to this wonderful product. We have a model out there we'd love for you to see. You can try an older technology that's out there, and we call it Haptex Gloves G1, and we're very excited about it. One other thing I want to mention, when you're in the metaverse today with other people, what do you find yourself doing a lot of? I know what I find. You're waving. Hi. Hi. How are you? That's because you have no touch. There's nothing you can really do. You can see each other, and you can talk, and you can wave, but we think about multiplayer haptics, where you can work together, you can collaborate, touch the same objects at the same time because you're wearing the product in the same metaverse environment, and you can toss objects back and forth. So when you're doing training, education, you're doing design reviews, no matter what you are doing in the metaverse, you're going to be able to interact with other people physically, not just visually. And I'll tell you, having done it, it's a much more productive and a more human experience. It's a lot of fun to play rock, paper, scissors in the metaverse, I promise, because it's with another human being. So, on a side note, Haptex gloves can also be used for robotics. We had a fun moment where a certain ex-CEO of a very large retailer wore the gloves and controlled a robot live, threw his hands up and thumbs up in a way that made him seem a little bit like a comic book supervillain. And it was very good for internet memes and our company. And we're grateful to Mr. Bezos for showing the potential to use our gloves to control robot hands. If you're interested in that, you really should talk to me. It's amazing. One more thing. I've always wanted to say that, and here I am at the Economist Magazine Summit saying it. One more thing. If you want to buy our older product, it costs high tens of thousands of dollars. We're not shy about saying that. Per pair. The thing we're most excited about with this product is our engineers work their tails off, and I just want you to see the price of the new product that you can take a look at outside, Haptex Gloves G1. It's as low as $4,500 per pair. We've really worked to make this affordable and scalable across the enterprise. We have friends in the audience who have already talked to us about deploying this, and we're very interested to share the details on that. So together, I hope we will solve this ghost problem. You're not passing through your objects or waving a lot or using plastic controllers. I hope that we can get past controllers and we can get to real haptic collaboration in the enterprise and industrial metaverse. And with that, thank you very much.